Okay, I'll try again. I just did a video with a microphone. You know, one of these microphones that we had, and a 12-minute video, and it was yeah, you guessed it, complete waste of time. So I've dumped all those microphones in a box there, and they're going to go to the bins. I think we have actually ordered some nice new microphones, and hopefully they'll work. Little radio mics, so it's they're supposed to just plug into the phone and work, and they did work in the past, but I've made too many videos with no sound, so I'm not using them anymore. Anyway, this video particularly today, I wanted to talk about German helmets. I used to collect German helmets many years ago in my youth. You know, when I was a kid, you know, growing up, there was two helmets that stood out from World War II. One was the M35 and the other one was the M1, and I've had both. All of the helmets did not interest me at all. None of the First World War helmets interested me, not even the German one. I didn't want one. I looked at them. They're not cool. I didn't like them. I didn't want one, so I didn't buy one. I never had one. Never had a First World War helmet. Brody helmets were rubbish. Once an umbrella on my head, you know, I'll buy a Brody helmet, but otherwise, and they don't look cool at all, not at all. So, I mean, thing is with combat helmets, they have evolved over the years, and the two, as I say, that stood out was the M35 and the M1, because not only were they good, they worked, they were cool. And when I was in the military, in the British military, we had this horrible steel helmet called the NATO steel helmet, and it had an elasticated strap, and it bounced on your head when you were running across the field, and it would fall into your eyes, and you had to keep picking it up, and it was awful. And chances are it had a scrim net over it, and it was full of weeds to camouflage it. And I came up with a brilliant wheeze. I thought, right, I'm going to buy an M1. So I bought an M1. No, I had an M1 already. And I thought one night, well, if I put the British scrim net on the M1 and filled it with weeds, nobody would know it wasn't a NATO steel helmet, and we could go and exercise and it'd be a lot more comfortable. And I did it. I wasn't in the army that long, only 3 years, but all the exercises I went on, I used the M1, and I was never found out. That's how much attention they obviously took or paid. Plus the M1, you could open it up, take the liner out, and you could use the M1, the pot, as a wash basin for warm water and having a wash and stuff like that, shaving there, had to do all that nonsense in the army. So out of the two helmets that came out of World War II that I thought were the best, the M35, the M40 and the M1. The M1 was obviously the better helmet, wasn't it? Realistically, in my opinion, for sure. And I bought a few M1s and I tried to sell them and nobody wanted them. Okay, bought a few M35 M40s and I could sell them double the price I paid for them straight away. And these things become more and more collectible as the years go by. And I think one of the reasons the German helmet is more collectible than the American one is because the Germans lost and then they stopped making them, and the Americans just kept going. They had the M1 until mid-80s. I've got a mid-80s version at the moment. Very good helmet, very good. And then of course loads of different armies all over the world used the M1, so there was millions of them out there, so they're not particularly expensive for a collector to buy unless it's an original World War II version, and helmet nerds will know the difference. But getting back to the M35, the M40, I thought they were brilliant. Got an M40 there, although that's not an original one, that is a German fireman's helmet made in the 90s, I think, somewhere around there. It was an original M40, exact M40 shaped shell, but it's plastic and it's got a glow in the dark paint around it, and they got the 4-pin 4-position straps on them, and they were going for like £35. And I thought, and I've had a few of them actually, I've actually had to sell some of them. Some people just bought them off me. Oh, got to have it, how much is it? 50 quid. Go on, go where you go. I had to buy another. So that one, like I said, is a fireman's helmet. When the German fire brigade used them, the M40s, until very recently, I think the early 2000s, something like that, and they've moved on to the more modern version of the helmet now. But I don't have any original World War II German M40s or M35s. All the ones I bought, I've sold. You know, they command the price. You can't get them anymore. I've been looking on eBay and stuff like this. Can't buy them anymore. They've all been messed with. They're all fakes. They've all got SS, double decal swastikas and things all over them, and you can tell that they've bought them from China. Used paint stripper on them, left them in the rain for a few weeks, and put the liner in the oven to make it age, you know, and the chin strap in vinegar or something to make it crack, and chemicals, and they get horrible. And I'm stuck SS stickers on the side. You go, look, genuine, this Himmler's helmet. Look, I only want 10 grand for it. Trust me, they're all rubbish. They're all been messed with. They're all fakes. I haven't come across anything genuine unless it's been blown up. I've had a few relics that have just rust, you know, and there's shrapnel marks going through the back and blowing the head out and the front, and all cracks, and because they suffered artillery and fragmentation and stuff like that. These helmets do actually split. You can see cracks going right across the top of them, but people will still buy them. But you know, if you want a modern helmet for your man cave, because let's face it, you're not going to wear it, are you? Unless you're really drunk, or you're going to a fancy dress party or something. So you may as well get a Chinese one. I've seen lots of people like Mike B. Mike B's a good, reliable person on YouTube who does a lot of Stahlhelm information. He's into helmets. He collects them. He puts them on posts and shoots them and things like this. And he gets ballistic helmets. This is a modern German helmet. This is ballistic. This is an M92. Fantastic, really cool helmet. I saw them and I thought, I want one of them. Definitely got that. I got two actually. That one's a Dutch one, but what a cracking helmet. I thought, if I see them and I like them, I want them. Boom. And it's as simple as that. You know, as a collector, you know, I don't need to have every version that ever came out from the year dot, because a lot of them I don't like. I really don't. So what I'm saying is, if you want a German helmet, don't buy anything off eBay. You know, if you want a genuine SS helmet, because they were the worst, weren't they? They were the baddest of the Nazis. And I suppose they would collect the highest sort of price. Luftwaffe helmets seem to fetch more than the army helmets. But you get a lot of people used to buy helmets, and the liners were always knackered on them on the inside, so they'd pull the liner out, scrub the helmet up, and then get a Chinese reproduction liner, which had been in the oven for a bit to age it, put it in, tie it all up, make it look old, and then they'd put SS double decals on there, and I want $10,000, thank you. And you think, oh my god. If you want one, just buy one on Amazon from China and put whatever decals you want on it, and it's brand spanking new, and you can have it in your man cave. I mean, there's just none. You used to be able to buy them for handy money, under $100, but you can't anymore. The ones that are original, they're fetching stupid money, and most of them have been messed with anyway. Rivets have all been popped. You can see the chin strap's been put back on backwards, and all kinds of, you can see straight away the liner's wrong, because the Chinese copies are very good, but they're not quite right, and so, you know, to the trained eye you can see it's the wrong liner. And you may well be buying a real genuine helmet, the shell, but the liner's wrong, the chin strap's wrong, and they definitely didn't have the decals, and they get the wire brush, don't they, and the Brillo pad, try and rub the decal out. But you know, the original ones had some sort of foil in them on the eagle and things, and so there's various ways of telling, but you don't want to be paying through the nose for a fake, do you? And the internet's just full of fakes. You go to these car boot sales and things, yard sales, you know, you pick up a German helmet, chances are it's a fake. And if you ever see anything with SS on it, right, steer well clear of it. You're not going to pick up a bag, and chances are it's a fake. It's my advice anyway. It's up to you. But yeah, moving on from the Stahlhelm. Like I say, I've got this now. These are the that's Dutch. That one, the Dutch army clocked the German Stahlhelm, and they thought, whoa, the new Kevlar, not Stahl, because Stahl is steel, isn't it? The new Kevlar helmet. I don't know what they call that. And that's a Dutch one, because the Dutch just used the same helmet. They said, right, we're having that. But that one's heavily used. It's got a lot of use to that one. But this one's like new. I'm very lucky to pick this one up. These are going to be collectible one day. Okay, they're not cheap. When I first saw them, I thought I want one, and you just can't find them. You just can't find them on the internet. It's the M92. That's the B826, I believe, made by Schubert in Germany. That's a Dutch M95, which is identical helmet. It's the same thing. That's made in Holland. The only difference you can tell, this is a Dutch helmet cover. So it's got this really nice fitted helmet cover, which I really like, so I thought I'd put that one on the German one. This is an original German one. You can see it says Bundeswehr in there. Whereas that one, that's a Dutch one. In fact, this cover came off that helmet. Germans got a drawstring. There's just cover, standard drawstring at the back. But this is really, when the Germans decided to make a Kevlar helmet, they said, well, let's just make it, what's the M40 M35, just make one of them in Kevlar. And that's what they did. You got the two rivets at the front, and you got one at the back, and it slopes up slightly towards the back. So when you lift your head, you can look up without digging it in the back of your head. You've got the 3-pin strap. This is a British strap on this one, because when I got it, the original strap was knackered. And it's got this fabulous suspension unit. Look at that. I mean, it's filthy in there. These are all like shock absorbers that surround the liner, and it's got a nice suspension net in there. Really, really comfortable helmet. So I wish I'd have had one of these when I was in the military, that's for sure. But I didn't. I had to suffer. But I actually went on exercise in the UK in my M1, and I'm very proud of the fact that I did that. I had them over and I wasn't discovered. So I'm quite pleased about that. So now you know about my little man cave. I've got a few helmets dotted around. The wife's gone, yeah, I bought another helmet, have you? But yeah, the Schuberts, these are brilliant. These are collectible, and they will be more collectible as the years go by. The Dutch ones, not so valuable as the German ones, but they're identical. They're absolutely identical. They are identical. You can get the Dutch ones for a reasonable price. The proper German ones tend to be more expensive. I've seen some people asking like €600 for a German helmet. I didn't pay anything like that for this one. This one was quite cheap. It was a little bit more expensive than that one, but not much. So you can, if you shop around. But they're like hen's teeth, you just can't find them. But what a fantastic helmet. I really, really like the new German, and it's not new. They've had it since '92. What's that, 30 years? And they haven't changed them. They think, well, why did we change them? Nothing wrong with them. And they're going on to these weird ones that just cover the top of your head and leave your ears bare, don't they? So you can wear headphones and put a torch on your head and night vision goggles and a red dot or whatever else they put up there, I don't know, but it's all madness. I'm certainly not going to go running around the woods just like that.